Word on the street is she got fed up with LeBron's attitude, his massive ego, and how much pull Clutch Sports has within the organization. She felt they weren't thankful enough.
Bronny with the 55th pick in the 2024 draft, Jeannie privately remarked that James should be grateful for such a gesture.
Bronny James for three.
Wide open three for Bronny. That's as area ball as you'll get.
I heard about grumbling about at times his outsized ego or Clutch Sports, the agency that represents him, their control over the organization or seeking to exert control, feeling that he wasn't culpable enough or didn't take enough accountability for the failed Russell Westbrook trade.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Since I can't stand any of them, I'm loving every minute of it. I've got my popcorn ready and my feet up. Let the drama burn.
Yes!
Rewind a few years, and these guys held all the cards. They basically dictated the roster construction alongside Anthony Davis. They were all Rich Paul clients, tight-knit. But jump to now, LeBron is pushing 41. D is out, and their grip on the franchise has slipped big time. You want to know exactly when it went south? The Westbrook deal in 2021. That was the turning point, pushed hard by the players and their agents. That was the spark that started the Lakers' civil war. LeBron and Davis signed off on it, largely because they felt untouchable.
Draft night just got a lot more exciting. Russell Westbrook is going to be a Laker.
They're not going to have a 60-win season, please. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't scratch the surface of hitting a 70-win season.
Many months later.
How much blame does he deserve for the current state of the Lakers?
How about none?
The LeBron Stan Army loves to blame Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss for ruining the roster. But let's be real, LeBron plays GM. We all know he orchestrated the Westbrook move behind the scenes. But typical LeBron, the second it fails, he washes his hands of it. Then you have Jeannie Buss. She's just as culpable. LeBron's roster demands were terrible, sure, but she's the one who approved them. You're the owner. The buck stops with you. She could have stood up to Clutch Sports, but she folded and gave them whatever they asked for. And history shows, when you bend over backward for LeBron's camp, don't expect a thank you card. Reports say she's sick of the ego and the entitlement, especially after they drafted Bronny. The narrative that he earned it is wearing thin.
Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
Afternoon for that play. So you hope that over that time, Austin gets that much additional time.
Here's Bronny for three.
We touched it on the last.
Well, I know. When he got pushed that time by Bronny. Here's James all the way.
You stink.
Pause right there. The idea that drafting Bronny was the final straw for Jeannie is actually hilarious. We were gaslit for months, told he was a legitimate N, Bachelor of Arts prospect, and that any criticism was just hating. Now, 2 years later, the truth is out. The Lakers only picked him to keep LeBron happy. Shocking, right? Not really. If you think doing favors for Clutch Sports buys you loyalty, you're delusional. His team is ruthless. They take the favors and immediately ask for more. It's never enough. Look at his time in Miami. Pat Riley gave him everything, max contracts, Hall of Famers, shooters, defenders. Riley built a fortress for him. How did LeBron repay that? He ghosted them in the summer, gone like a breeze.
This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts. And you don't find the first door and run out of it.
But when the heat turned up, LeBron vanished. Loyalty isn't in his vocabulary. Friends, legends, owners, doesn't matter. He has no allegiance. His second stint in Cleveland is really where the LeGM persona took over. He held the Cavs hostage every season. He signed one-year deals just to dangle the threat of leaving over their heads. It's a calculated strategy. He creates fear and leverage so the front office bends to his will.
When Cavs owner Dan Gilbert welcomed LeBron's return in 2014, he said he gave the front office a budget that was a blank check, and they exceeded it.
Several months later.
We've got breaking news. LeBron is a Laker.
So why did Jeannie Buss think it would be different this time? You can't change how this guy operates. Her mistake was expecting gratitude. In LeBron's mind, he's bigger than the franchise, bigger than the Heat, bigger than the league. You can't satisfy an ego like that with gestures, not even by drafting his unqualified son. So when you see these articles popping up, You have to ask, is this damage control? Who is spinning the narrative? Is Jeanie a victim, or is LeBron the savior? The truth is somewhere in between. The Lakers were irrelevant before he showed up.
Was the savior of the franchise.
As far as him being the savior, he was the savior.
LeBron had an outsized ego and didn't like the perception that LeBron saved the Lakers by signing there despite the struggles the Lakers went through after Kobe Bryant's retirement. He did.
The one thing that was this article, I believe, left out was that LeBron James was worth it. And that's what we really, really have to embrace here. The Lakers were nowhere.
If you listen to the Stan culture or the Clutch Sports loyalists, talking heads like Shannon Sharp and Buddy Hield's camp, they are pushing a specific story. The narrative that LeBron touched down in Los Angeles and single-handedly rescued the franchise from oblivion. But when you actually dig into the numbers, that theory falls apart. Before the King arrived in 2018, the Lakers were already trending upward. They racked up 35 wins that season, their highest total since 2013, back when Kobe was still in his prime. Just check out the depth chart before James showed up. It was stacked with solid pieces, future All-Stars, and ring winners. You had Randall, Ingram, Lonzo Ball, KCP, Brook Lopez, and Larry Nance Jr. Throw in Zubac, Josh Hart, Alex Caruso, Gary Payton II, and Thomas Bryant. That is a rotation of 11 legitimate league assets. The front office had hoarded a massive amount of young potential by 2018. Plus, look at the books. They had enough cap space to sign 2 max contract superstars. Bottom line, the narrative that the front office was clueless before LeBron got there is total nonsense.
Reportedly leaning towards signing with Rich Paul.
Everything.
Of
Once
Clutch
you say that,
Sports.
that's everything. That's all you have to say.
Clutch Sports, of course, represents LeBron James.
3 weeks later.
The Los Angeles Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans have agreed to a trade. Anthony Davis for Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, 3 first-round picks.
So, back to this savior myth. Yes, LeBron secured a ring in 2020, but before the trade, it was just James and a youth movement. They didn't become a legitimate title threat until Anthony Davis walked through that door. Don't get me wrong, every legend needs a supporting cast. I'm not knocking that. I'm just calling out the storytelling. The idea that he resurrected the franchise solo is flat out wrong.
My level of intensity has to be, unfortunately for me, because I don't like to do it at such an early time, I'm a little bit different, but it's been activated.
LeBron with 5 seconds, driving on Hezonja. Hezonja with the block!
By Hart really challenged that shot.
Oh, look out. Yeah, shot clock's about 9 ahead of the game clock.
They've got a scratch.
LeBron, oh, he slips and falls down. Turnover.
I'm a little bit different, but it's been activated.
It is pretty straightforward. Jeanie is checking out, stepping away from operations, and James is on his farewell tour. You have got 2 sides scrambling for life jackets at the same time. Bus is desperate to protect her reputation, and LeBron is terrified of leaving town as a villain. But here is the harsh reality for both of them. That is exactly what is about to happen. Jeanie proved to be incompetent, honestly. She just got lucky that L.A. didn't completely implode. Meanwhile, James comes off as an egomaniac diva who consistently quits on his squad the moment adversity hits.
You got J.J. Redick trying to talk to the team, right? Where is LeBron? Anybody see LeBron? He's over there pouting like a little...
I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
49 seconds left in the third, so the second and third quarters have basically belonged to the Suns.
The footage speaks for itself, but let me leave you with this. If you bleed purple and gold, this meltdown might be painful to watch, but it is absolutely necessary. It is actually a blessing in disguise. Finally, kicking Clutch Sports to the curb is a brilliant move. Their stranglehold on this organization is breaking. Jeanie Buss is out of the picture, and the incoming ownership group actually means business. They are willing to spend cash, and in time, they will build a contender. Think of the agency influence as a malignancy that is finally being cut out. Once the surgery is done, the healing begins. You can look forward to cheering for the name on the front of the jersey again, without the fanboys or the hidden agendas. Thanks as always for tuning in. I hope you liked the breakdown. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.